So, good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. And let's see what can we create beyond this reality tonight or today in the morning. It depends where are you in the world. It's evening for us. It's morning for you. I mean, midday or something like that. Cool.
So one of the big topic is about reality. What does it mean to you, reality? Like each of us has our own realities. Like we function from the reality that we think is true, that we think is real for us. And that really surrounds us in all the different areas of our lives. Like you have a reality with your family, like each and every person in your family functions some way or sees you from one approach or from one angle. You also see them from your angle, from your point of view. You have your own reality with money. This is how you function from money. This is how you create your money. This is how much money you can create. This is the reality that you create. But the question is that how much of that is really created consciously, or how much of that is like handed over to you from your past, from family, friends, ancestors, or past lives, or how much of that is you bought into in this lifetime. So how much of this is really not the creation of yours, but it's something that you bought into, that something that you like decided, or somehow now you think that this is the reality and there is no other way to live your life or create your life, only based on the rules of this reality that you made significant. So the question is that, are you willing to look at all the different areas of your life?
Where you're functioning from like this, you know, from this limited point of view, what we learned, what we saw, how the world is working. But is it true? That's how it works.
Because like you have, let's say, regarding money, you, at the moment, each of us is in some kind of a situation, right? That's your reality. We all have our own realities with money. How much of your...
Especially recently, you know, because we are kind of forced into a situation, you know, and everyone is worried about, oh my gosh, how can I have money in this world at the moment? And when will it finish? What will happen actually in the future? No one knows it.
And what will happen with your relationships during this lockdown or during the actual situation that's going on at Earth? So how much of this reality that you think is the reality for you, how much of that is real, or how much of that is something that you consciously created, or how much of that something that is the reality of other people and you made it real for yourself, like you push yourself into that same box, into that limitations. And as you think it's real, it will be real for you because you will see those limitations and you will follow those same rules as others. And this is the rules and these are the walls that doesn't allow you to go beyond that. It doesn't allow you to start to function from what you would like to have as your reality. So are you ready and are you willing to start to see all the walls, barriers, and limitations that you live inside or that you function from in all different areas of your life? And are you willing to recognize what is it that you would like to have? Like, what is it that you desire to have? Like, how many things, like how many situations are in your life now where you decided that it cannot be better, it cannot be greater, this is what it is, therefore I have to follow it. I have to create based on these rules, based on these standards. But whose rules are these and whose standards are these? Are you willing to have like clarity about all the different areas of your life? Like you can say that, oh, but I already started it. I already did so many things based on these rules. I'm so deep inside in this
I cleared out a lot of shit, you know, and there's still something there.
And you can also say that, oh, it's shit, but my whole life is so ingrained into this shit, and it's really hard now to get out of it. Like maybe you have a very bad financial situation, maybe you have a very bad relationship situation or situation at your workplace, and you say, it's already really fucked up, I can't get out of it easily, I have to fix it first. Do you truly have to fix it first?
Do we have to fix things? Does it work at all? Did it work? Really, if you wanted to fix something.
Because when you say, I want to fix it, what you naturally do, you accept all those limitations, so you just make it more significant, more real. Maybe you had the Japanese house with paper walls, and you start to make it concrete walls. Because, oh, these are the rules now, I have to follow these rules.
That works much better. It's cool.
And if I follow these rules and I can get out of it, I can change it. But what if you don't have to follow those rules? Because first of all, those are the rules that created, that sort of like made that whole shitty situation for you. So are you willing to have clarity about all the different areas of your life where you function from these walls and barriers and limitations, all the different areas that you are so deep inside, and it's like, it's like quicksand, like you step into it and it starts to suck you in, and by the time you start to realize it's shit, you are so deep. But do you have to really buy into it as it's real? And at some level, yes, it's real, but it won't help you too much if you try to fix it. The question is that, what is the reality? What is it that you desire to have? What would you like to create as your future? Because as long as you try to stabilize the past that you have, like take it real, or say, okay, this is my past, I have to accept my past and then create something out of it.
But if you want to create things based on your past, would it work? Or would it be a real choice and a real creation if you function from your past and create things based on your past? What happened with you?
What could you create out of that that's already not working for you? It's not about to say that, or it's not about to reject your past, but it's about, don't take it as the basis for the creation of your future.
That's why it's a really cool question always, is still, who am I without my past? And what can I create without my stories?
Like, what is the future that you could choose? Because once you start to choose what you desire to have, the energy, the talents, the capacities, everything starts to show up. The problem is that when we buy into that, the present moment is so real and all these limitations are real and significant, from that moment you sort of like forget about what you desire and you try to just get out of the shit, like just shoveling the shit and getting nowhere. So are you willing to like let go of it? And let go of it can mean anything. Primarily it means not taking it significant, not trying to function from it as real. Because as long as you function from that energy, as long as you function from that reality, you can only keep creating that one and trying to function, like trying to figure it out logically through thinking, how can you find something else? It still doesn't help you to start to create what you desire. Like a lot of people tries to like create like a path between the shit what they have at the moment and what they would like to have in the future. What if you don't have to connect these two things? Because if you connect the shit with the chocolate cake, it will be very bad. So
and it doesn't taste that nice.
Just don't try to connect these two things, but allow yourself to start to function from what you desire to have for the future. Let's say, maybe if you have a huge debt on your house or on your home or your apartment, and you say, oh yes, I have to pay back all this debt, and I have no other way because I have like one job, maybe I can have two jobs, and that's it, and this is the way to do it because I bought into there are no other income streams I can have, because I bought into there is no other way I could have money, because I'm not playing lottery and I can only dream about finding money, but it's not possible, it's not part of my reality. What other ways there are possible for you? Like, when did we give up the capacity of receiving all the different possibilities? Like, everywhere where we make this reality with all its limitations as real, from that very moment, that is your true reality. And it's not about start to daydream that, oh, there will be someone
or
like
praying or wishing, oh, I wish, it would be so cool if I have
hoping
this,
that
or,
the prince on a white horse will come and save you
tomorrow.
And the question is that if you know what you would like to have, you can ask the question, like, what's required for this to show up? What is my part of the story? Like, what can I add to this to show up?
And you really have to do it. So it's not enough just choose something.
Like sitting in the bottom of the cave.
I already chose, so now I have to wait and it's coming. No, you really have to do the actions. You really have to do whatever it takes, what it requires. You know, you have to work for that. That's it.
So there is, of course, there is an energetic part, but also there is a part that is actualization, that is an action to be done by you. And in each and every situation, it's different. How much is the action that needs to be done by you, and how much is the energetic part also to be done by you? And of course, the universe will put the other part next to it, but it's still, you also have to be included. You have to include yourself in it. Not just, the universe will do it. I already asked it, it will be fine.
Yeah, not working like that.
So
what would it take?
So what would it take to be totally honest with ourselves and see what are the areas of our life where we function from a limitation, where we function from a fake reality, where we function from lies. And these lies can be lies that we told to ourselves, lies that others told us or we bought into. So really, what are these areas of our lives? And you can choose one, like start with one area. And also, of course, you can allow yourself to see all the different areas and really start to ask questions like, okay, this is the area that's not working for me. Let's say your financial situation. It's really not working. How it goes. This is what I did until now. Okay, what I really would like to do, what I really would like to have in the future, and what's required for that to get there.
And when you ask the question, what do I really require, or what do I really would like in the future, this is, we talked about it, not based on your past, not based on the limitations you have.
It's not based on what people told you,
but
what you need to do.
What is you really would like? If you wouldn't have any money problem and any issue at all, if you already have lots of money, if you already have that house, if you already have that relationship, if you already have that body, what would you really choose? What would you like to create in your life? What is that? And if you know that, I know it's a good question, but it's really worth to play with that because it can open up a lot. And lots of possibilities will show up. Because, lots of people, wants more money and relationship. This is not a choice. I mean, this is not a real choice, because these are just, you know, kind of basic things, or how to say that. But what is you really would like?
Because
if you already have all of this, you know, you don't have to worry about any money, you don't have to worry about the relationship.
and of course, at the same time, you know, it's real that you have to pay money for food, you have to pay money for your rent, you have to pay money back to the bank. It's real. You
Yeah,
have to deal with that. It's not about that you don't deal with it, you don't worry about it. No, you have to be clear on that these things have to be done. That's okay. But I would like to create a different future. And what's required for that different future? Because obviously, keep eating food, keep buying food for yourself, that's part of it. As long it is part of it, that will be part of it. So it will show up, that's required. So you have to do those steps as well. It's never about daydreaming. Being on the real, on that side where you see what is required at this level. And as you start to change your whole life, the requirements, the things that you really require to get there will start to change. Will be different, will be less, will be just something else. Like, you know, at the beginning, maybe that's important to start to pay back all the loans and these things. But after that, when it's paid back, it will be something else that's required. And also during that, there will be so many other things that are required. Like what is required to build so many income streams that would allow you to pay back all the loans with total ease? And are you willing to be present with the information that shows up? And are you willing to do everything what it takes? And everything what it takes, it's never about that you have to do some nasty things. It's about, because when you ask these questions, you function from communion as an infinite being.
And actually, you know, when you say that, whatever it takes, it's already there a little bit behind somewhere. No, I'm not willing to do, you know, certain things. So you already limit yourself. So, you know, whatever it takes, can you just clear what is that for you? And yeah, I really suggest to do some clearings about it, because you already limit yourself when you say that. I'm willing to do whatever it takes.
But not this and this and this.
Yes, it's already there somewhere.
A long list of what you are not willing to do.
And it doesn't mean you have to do that, actually. It doesn't mean.
When you say, I'm willing to do everything, it means you open up the box of Pandora. You open up all the capacities, all your capacity to access your consciousness, to access all the information, to access all the energy, to access everything that's required for that. It's expressing your choice that, okay, this is what I desire to have, and I'm really willing to do everything for that to show up in my life. And everything that doesn't allow it, will you destroy and uncreate for all eternity. So what would your life be like if there were no limitations?
And actually, who puts the limitations there for you? And who can take it off, actually?
Because we can say that, oh, I grew up in a family where my parents had no money, or I grew up in a family where my parents didn't have a good relationship.
I'm that kind of person.
I always failed in school, with my friends, at parties. I failed at my workplace or with my own family. That's all past. What do you desire to have as your future? So as long as you make your past significant, that means you make your past the basis for the creation of your future. It's not about being neglect or rejecting your past. It is what it is, but also it is the past. And what is the future that you would like to create? What is the energy of that future? What are the things you would like to have in that future? And is that amazing enough? Is that exciting enough? So it's worth doing everything to make it happen. Because if this is just a small thing, I just would like to do this,
because I'm not allowed or whatever, you won't do anything.
Like you had like X amount of monthly salary and you say, okay, I just would like to increase it by 5% because,
or 10%.
Because that's not being greedy. If I just ask 5% more, that's not greedy and the universe will allow me to have.
Yeah, maybe.
It's not exciting at all.
Yeah, you won't do anything with that. Is it really, if you choose something, or if you would like to create something, or if you desire something, just look at it. Is it exciting enough for me? You know, if there is the energy, or why what's the reason I would like that? Because of someone else, because I want to copy someone, because I saw someone can do that, I'm sure I can do as well.
Or someone said that this is the normal increase that you can have in your life.
Yeah, so what's the reason you would like that? Question yourself. And you know, if the energy is there, and if it's exciting enough, yeah, do it. And the possibilities will open up for you, and you can create like this. It's easy. But when you want to create something because of someone or a certain situation,
like as expectation, to meet others' expectation, or just following a promise to others, or being a nice person to others, like they expect me to do this, therefore I will do this.
It's not working. It never works. You already experienced it, I'm sure.
The only reason it doesn't work because you will not do what it takes. You will not willing to do it. You are not going to be interested and excited about it. It will be always like, it's a necessity, it's a job, it's something I have to do, I must do. I don't want it, but I have to because of this and this and this and this.
Maybe it was exciting for 5 or 10 minutes, and after it's gone. So it really worth to look at all of these things, what is going on in our life, and check that. Is it exciting enough? What am I doing here? Am I doing it for myself, really?
You can play with this. Like,
it's fun.
If you were creating the life on that path that the people expect you to do and the people told you can do, let's say that growth or increase or 5% development, like getting 5% better relationship, getting 5% better salary a year, or 5% less fat on your body a year, or whatever.
Maybe it's not that bad, actually, the 5% of fat.
So what would your life be like in 5 or 10 years' time if you try to follow what the people around you suggest you? And then, okay, if you would allow your wildest imagination, just let it go free, what would you create? Like, what would the life be like you desire to have? What would be your financial reality in 5 or 10 years' time if you follow it? And what is the difference between these two? Like, what is the energy that shows up between these two things? Like following what people are suggesting to you and following the limitations of this reality, or creating beyond this reality, creating what you truly desire, no matter if that is part of this reality or not, or if it was ever part of it, or it was never part of it. What would you create then? What would you choose then? And what is that? What is the energy of it? And what's the difference between these two? Because that really allows you to see the difference of what could you create if you were willing to go beyond. And you will see what will be your life in 5 years' time if you don't do it. And it will be very sad. The difference between the two is very sad. It's very huge. Because when we see out the world, you can see that there is only one Bill Gates, there is only one, you know, of these billionaires and millionaires, but I'm not one of them. And it's not just about the money, but it's about the magical life, what certain people are willing to create for themselves. Do you want are you truly willing to create the life you desire to have, no matter what? Or you gave it up already when you were a child, when your parents told you that it's not possible, when you told them what you would like to have as your future, and they said, you will be happy if you have only 5% of it. Yes, maybe. They would be happy. But what would make you happy? What would be that exciting for you? And everything that brings up, will you destroy and uncreate for all eternity?
Forever and ever. Yeah.
And the question is that, so how are you now? And if you ask yourself now, what is the future that I would like to create? That would be like, if you just choose one area, let's say your relationship or the financial reality or your health, like what is it that you would really, really, really desire to have? That would be like magic for you. That would be like, oh, it's not even part of this reality. Not just not part of your reality, but you would think it's not even part of any realities on this planet because it's impossible. You can't even imagine that. But what would that be for you? That level of change from what you have now, what would that be for you? So how much energy is there? How much exciting is that? If you would ask for that to be part of your reality, if you were choosing that to be part of your reality, how much exciting is that?
And can you have that excitement actually?
Are you allowed to have that much energy? Are you allowed to have that much change in your life?
And who said that you are allowed to or you are not allowed to? And who can change that?
And how many points of view we have that, oh, if I would have that, the whole world would hate me or would look at me differently, and I don't want them to look at me that much differently.
I'm already different. What would they say? Who cares?
Like,
they won't like you anyway. It doesn't matter.
Like all these people are like the reference points to the past that are not allowing you to go beyond, that are not allowing you. Like their points of view, their expectations, or their judgments about you and your changes or your desires are like the reference points or like the anchor of the ship that doesn't allow the ship to go further, to move away, to sail away. But what is the direction you would like to go? Where would you like to go with your sail? What is the future that you would like to create? Because you can't make everyone happy. And you can say, oh, and but I just want to make happy my wife, yes, my husband, my parents.
This is not your job to make everyone happy. You have only one job, to make yourself happy. That's it. This is, you can't actually. It's impossible to make everyone happy.
You can look into the difference between what would you be if you were truly happy? Like, how much more would you create in the world? How much more amazing and magical things you would create in the world if you were happy, if you were totally happy and excited?
Happiness attracts lots of very cool things. Just look at the child, you know, when they are happy and the other kids are coming, oh fuck, they are happy, I want to be happy, so they will join there and they have fun together. That's what kids do. And that's what you do as well. You know, if someone is happy and have lots of fun, you want to join, you want to experience that fun. And you know, if you are happy, if you have lots of fun,
in your life,
more
it's
more
not being
is
selfish.
Coming.
It's not being selfish, but it's really invites the people to start to have more fun, to start to choose more, because it's an invitation for others around you.
And for the energy as well.
So what else is really possible when you start to be yourself, when you start to be honest with what you would like to have as part of your life. What can you really create? What is the future that you can create, and not just for yourself, but as an invitation or as a lighthouse? What can you be? What direction or what possibilities you can open up for others? And it's up to them what they choose and how much they choose. But how much you choose will be always an invitation for everyone else around you. So the more you create in your own life, that will have a huge effect of creating more in all levels, not just in your life, but around you, in other people's life, by inviting them. And the greater possibilities you create, it opens up space for others around you. So it works twice. It works for you and it works for the future. It works for a different future, a much greater, a more expansive future. Are you willing to have that? Is that part of the future that you would like to have?
Cool.
Like, what is the future that you would like to have for yourself, and what is the future you would like to have for the next generation? And how much energy is there behind it? How much exciting is that? And how much more expanded is that?
Do you have any questions? No questions. Everyone fried.
And just one more thing. If you would like to go beyond.
Bir şey daha var.
Yes.
Yes.
We have a question.
Okay. Yes.
Hi.
Sorry that I interrupt. I thought that I was muted myself. So the question is, sorry, I'm trying to see the chat part. How we can create our family and relationship beyond this reality?
Cool. So the question is that what is this reality? Because one thing with your family, and if there is someone else involved in your desire, just keep it in mind that you have a free will and they also have a free will. Like if you desire to get married with Will Smith, you know, Will Smith has a free will, so he will also choose something. So if it doesn't match with your choice, that's free will. That's the beauty of it. You really have to convince him somehow. And it can happen, may not. So just be in the question if the other person, like if you have already a partner, if you have kids, if you have parents, and you would like to change your relationship with these people, you just need to be in question, what are they choosing? What are they functioning from?
And what you really desire, what would you like?
You don't have to think about how will you change it. You have to be in question first, is it possible to change it?
If yes,
then go for it.
How can I change it?
Like
what
what's
does
required?
It require? What can I do for that? I mean, changing not the other person, because you can't change anyone, but you can change yourself. You can change
the relationship with those people.
Yeah.
Like, is it possible to change it? It's an important question, because that is like, it's like involving their free will. What are they willing to choose? Like if someone is not willing to change their mind, then what? You can't force them.
So what else is possible here then? What else can I do here?
Because one part of it is when you make it significant to have that partner forever, because you already invested too much or whatever.
And you already promised, you already had the wedding, and you know you promised to each other. So you really have to
already kids, you have
keep
already
your promise.
Debt together with that home or home loan.
You know, promise is a promise, so that's it.
That's the truth. So everyone has a free will, and the question is that if you don't make it significant, who is because when we want to change someone, that means you already made significant that you have to have that person. But if that person doesn't want to change the relationship, then it's not going to work. So the question is that what is more important for you, the relationship or that person? Because you can have an amazing relationship with someone else who would desire to have that, if this person doesn't choose that. And if you don't want to look at this area, that means you already decided that this is the only person and no one else. And that means you are not functioning from question. And you are not honoring that other person's free will. Even if they function from stupidity, it's still free will. I mean, that's the problem, that a lot of people functions from stupidity, and free will keeps the world going in that direction. So in which many ways can we be a contribution to our life and to the future? So are you willing to see what is the space, energy, and consciousness that the people around you are functioning from, that your parents are functioning from, that your friends are functioning from, your boss is functioning from, or your colleagues are functioning from, all kinds of family members are functioning from? Because that will allow you to know that, okay, these people are willing to change, these people are not willing to change, these people are willing to change to this level, but not further.
And if you can acknowledge this, if you can acknowledge their choice, it makes your life much more easier.
Because you will not expect something from them that they are not willing to do ever. It's really important to be honest with yourself and be vulnerable with yourself to see that, okay, this is what I would like to have in my relationship, but this person is not willing to go that far. And to me, it's not enough to have less than that. So then what? And it's always up to you. Then what?
The end always, at the end always will be
what you choose.
What you choose. But yeah.
But what we say, just be clear on what are the points of view, or what are the limitations, or what are the rules or the belief systems that you use to create your choice. Like, what have you made significant to maintain these situations in your life? Like, what are the points of view that you are not willing to give up that makes it as it is or what it is? Because that will allow you to see clearly. All right, this area is shit because I'm not willing to give up this and this and this and this point of view. And as long as I have it, I will keep functioning from that shit, and I will keep creating that shit, so I have no chance to have something greater, what I desire to have.
This is okay, but at least you know that. At least you realized it.
And when you realize it, when you see it, you have the chance to make a different choice. Because as long as we are lying to ourselves or not willing to see the details, we don't even have the choice to choose something else.
So,
because that will keep us living in that daydreaming.
So you need to be very honest, at least with you. Only with you, actually.
Yeah, don't tell to other people what is your
truth.
No. Because they won't like it.
Or they will use it against you, or whatever. Yeah, this is just for you. Just for me, just for fun. Never tell anyone. Cool.
Thank you for the question.
Do you have another question?
Cool. So again, if we can give you a homework or a home play, something that's worth playing with and spend your time, as long as you have plenty of time. I guess now it's lockdown and such things, so plenty of people have
some
plenty
people
of time.
went back to work, so
oh yeah,
yeah.
Whatever is your situation with work or not, I hope you have at least this 10 minutes for yourself. And you can choose just one area of your life. Like usually, you know, when you go to sleep, you have a long list of things that you haven't done during the day,
Or
things that you should have done.
Or I have to do it tomorrow.
So, and these are connected to some main areas like your financial situation or some of the relationships or your health.
Body, whatever.
So,
whatever it is.
So just look into these areas when you go to sleep and be honest with yourself. Be vulnerable with yourself, of willing to see the lies or willing to see the limitations, willing to see the points of view.
What is holding you back to achieve what you really desire? What is that?
Like what makes you keep choosing these shitty situations, or what makes you keep staying and maintaining these situations in your life? However, you know there is something greater possible. Just allow yourself to have clarity about all these things.
Of course, you can do it with other areas in your life, not just one.
Yeah,
but,
I mean,
yeah, just
if you do it like 10 minutes each day,
see what
sooner
else
or
is
later you
possible,
will
and,
get.
Yeah, and what can you create with that? What will show up after a while? What will clear for you? What possibilities will show up, and what will open up for you? It's, yeah.
Cool. So thank you so much for joining us tonight, or this morning, or this afternoon.
Thank you, Noah. Thank you, Eileen, for the translations. So grateful for that. It's exciting time. Yeah, so thank you so much, and yeah, see you soon. And if you have any questions, if you have any requires, you can reach us, you know, on the Facebook. You can private message.
Actually, we are going to have another call in the topic of relationships.
Oh yes, next week.
On the 6th of May.
7th, I think it's 7th. Creating
a relationship
beyond this reality. So what can you create with the relationship? So if you are interested, you can join as well next, I don't know, it's Thursday, I think, 7th.
We will send out
May, yeah.
The details.
Yeah, so let's create some magic, guys. Cool. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day and see you soon.
See you soon.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.